stitch. Like it could be either a diaphragm cramp or an intercostal muscle cramp, which is the muscle in between your ribs. And I feel like it's just a cramp. Cramps happen in muscles due to fatigue, dehydration, over or underuse. So it's probably from undertraining. JKTR70 YouTube. How much are the Democrats paying you? I mean, if they would like to send some checks our way, I'm happy to accept them. I'm kidding, obviously, but there is no payment. I would love to host more Republicans on the platform. They just haven't reached out. And when we reach out, we don't hear back. We reached out to President Trump. Sam called Mike Johnson's office. If we don't hear back, we can't force people to come on our platform. I do think we received one gift though, Sam, from a very powerful Democrat who was formerly the vice president. As a thank you for our podcast episode, a bottle of whiskey. Surprising that that's the gift that was sent, but very unique. I think I still have it, just saving it for memory. Shouldn't doctors be forced to show their labs tests publicly to prove they're healthy and know what they're talking about? Well, doctors are hypocrites. Our residency programs basically encourage us to not get good quality sleep while telling patients to get quality sleep. Just think about that as the #1 hypocrisy. Is 6-7 hours of sleep enough for teens, or is it silently wrecking mood, grades, or growth? Honestly, like kids lately have just been dominating me, asking me like, is 6-7 hours of sleep enough? Is 6-7 ounces of meat valuable for a meal for protein intake? And I never understood why.
But now I do.
6-7, no, 8-9 hours of sleep. 6-7 is not enough. For the dinner protein question, 6-7 ounces of chicken breast or something, that could be okay. But no, and what is this whole 6-7 thing? God, obsessed. Am I the only one who finds short Dr. Mike more attractive than tall Dr. Mike? Are you the only one? I'm sure not. He's a handsome fella.
So let's just be completely honest here today. I'm just really good looking.
Great voice. I wish I talked about educational principles. Have you had any weird or interesting patient encounters lately? Okay, this is good. Oh, I got an interesting one. I had a patient come in who said that she was almost about to cancel her appointment because she felt so fatigued, but she came in for neck pain. When I started examining her neck, I realized that her posterior cervical lymph nodes were swollen. And I said, hey, you mentioned you were fatigued. Have you been feeling sick lately? She said, yeah, I went to an urgent care a few days ago. They checked me for COVID, flu, and strep, and they said I was negative. I'm like, I think you have mono. She goes, no. I have neck pain. It's chronic. Can you humor me? Can we test just to figure it out? Mono spot, positive. I mean, the art of the physical exam, baby. We gotta appreciate it. Don't lose that art. Kaufman YouTube. If you ran a hospital for a day, what's the first thing you change? Ooh, that's a good. Kaufman, you're hitting it off. That's a good question. I would instantly take every dollar in the advertising budget and move it towards staffing. When a patient comes to a hospital and they have to wait a long time in the ER, or there's not enough nurses to care for patients because there's like one nurse is responsible for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 patients, whatever wild number it is. That's A, not safe, B, not patient friendly, and C, will definitively raise your risk of getting bad reviews. Several bad reviews from patients on websites to their family members will cause a lot more economic harm to your hospital than whatever benefit you might get from those billboards or whatever people put on the sides of buses. So make the patient experience better, and therefore you don't have to pay for advertising because patients will organically recommend you. Unagi.
Salmon skin roll.
My parents are always telling me to stop biting my fingernails. I don't swallow them though. Is biting them really so bad? Yes. I don't know if swallowing, unless they're really sharp, would be that problematic. The bigger issue is that when you're biting your nails, you're biting the dirtiest part of your body, but you could also develop paronychia, which is an infection of the nail bed. Is it true kids grow the most at 10 p.m.? Is it how like plants photosynthesize better in the sun and kids do it better in the night? The most significant pulses of growth hormone occur during the night. The exact timing varies, but studies often show large growth hormone pulses occurring between midnight and 3 a.m., which is why if you're young or older, you should be sleeping 7 to 9 hours. Shane S. YouTube, should I sniff smelling salts to give you an adrenaline boost? Okay, so this is interesting, Shane. A lot of people think that smelling salts are a stimulant, and they're really not a stimulant. The way smelling salts actually work is they're usually made up of some type of chemical mixture of ammonia so that when you smell them, they irritate your mucous membrane so much so that the trigeminal nerve actually sends an awakening fight or flight response to your nervous system. So it's not like you ingested something that is giving you a stimulant-based response. It's just like a short, quick wake up. Now, for someone who is fainted and is not getting enough oxygen, perhaps in a first aid scenario that could be useful. Where it is dangerous and where the American College of Sports Medicine actually discourages them is for when people like in the NFL, for example, if they get hit and they're concussed and they use smelling salts to sort of snap out of it, that is not healthy. And now on TikTok, how many of these peeps do you see running up and saying, hey, can you smell my new candle? Can you smell my new cologne? And they're making people, without checking first if they have a hypersensitivity to ammonia, without checking to know if they have an underlying heart condition, smell these smelling salts. Please, if you're relying on waking up your body into a fight or flight state in order to get a good lift, and you're doing that repeatedly, something's wrong in your routine. Something needs to be worked out there. Smelling salts should not be your solution there. Is it true that if you have in your driver's license that you are an organ donor, doctors won't try saving you if they find you in critical condition? That is very false. I have organ donor on my driver's license. I would show you, but I don't want you to steal my identity. You know what I'm saying? I got Bitdefender protecting me, but still. The only time the organ donor comes into play is if you have died and we need to plan for your organs. We don't make decisions about what to do in terms of reviving you based on your organ donation status. We do it based on perhaps your wishes, like if you have a pulse, a DNR signed, but nothing to do with your organ donation status. Mia Discord, what causes strawberry legs? I've heard of strawberry hemangiomas, that's what this is, but I don't know what a strawberry leg is. Strawberry legs is a colloquial term for the appearance of small dark spots on the legs caused by clogged, enlarged hair follicles and pores. Is this like a form of keratosis pilaris? Like some people have chicken skin on the back, not chicken skin, but like these little red dots on the back of your arms. Look at that, look at the tricep flex. Yeah, boy, it's coming back. Shane, YouTube, I've seen these new sparkling clear protein waters. Can I actually get good protein out of water? What is protein water? I gotta check this out. Clear water protein. And it's grass-fed. Let's be clear. This isn't like any protein you've ever tried. It's smooth, yet tingles the taste buds. Why are we so set on trying to hack health foods? Whey protein shakes don't taste bad. And there's no world where whey water tastes better. Which TikTok health trend has been most upsetting you lately? Not a TikTok trend, but for some reason, I don't know why, it's been flooding my feed. Tell me in the comments if it's been popping up for you. Dr. Andrew Huberman has been all over my feed with advertisements targeting me with this AG1 athletic green stuff. I would occasionally enjoy seeing a Huberman clip where he has an expert on and they talk about something medical wise. But now when I see a Huberman clip, it's just an ad for AG1, which is ridiculous. It's not something I would ever recommend to anybody. Eat a vegetable, eat a fruit. Why am I so stressed out?
Daddy, chill.
F-Zero, what's the deal with the Disney Rash? Should I not go to Disneyland anymore? There's a Disney Rash? Why am I behind everything? What is the rash? It looks like partially stasis dermatitis in those who haven't walked in a long time. Exercise-induced vasculitis. Yo, let's break down some medical stuff. All right, here's what happens in venous stasis dermatitis. The way blood comes back from the lower body, because it has to fight against gravity, is veins. They're thin-walled, but they have valves that work in one direction. Like my favorite band. Sorry. As veins become incompetent as you get older, you have traumas to the legs, you can develop varicosities in your legs. Now, when the vein swells and you start getting pressure on this thin wall of the vein, you start getting parts of the blood actually deposited. I believe it's hemosiderin deposits that exit into the surrounding tissues, creating inflammation, swelling, and potentially causing that rash. Venous stasis dermatitis begins with chronic venous insufficiency, which we discussed, which causes blood to pool in the lower legs. The pooling leads to high pressure, causing capillaries to leak blood and red blood vessels to leak into surrounding tissues. When red blood cells break down, they release brown pigmented protein called hemosiderin, which deposits into the skin, causing the characteristic discoloration of stasis dermatitis.
Wow.
Bah!
Gold star.
Bah! I know you're busy, but would you ever consider helping out on a medical drama if they asked? Yeah. Not only have we began to write our own medical drama. Hint, 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 fun stuff. We met with Netflix, we met with FX, Hulu, Amazon. Everyone is very sus about first-time medical drama makers, so I don't know if they believe us yet. But yeah, we would definitely love to help out. Like on The Pit, it would be cool. Like I visited the set, but like to really interact with the actors, not just hang out with them at the Emmys where they're dominating. When's Bear gonna appear on Jubilee Challenged on his stance on trees? What would Bear's episode be called? One bear versus 20 woodchucks. Because Bear got into it with a woodchuck the other day. And what I've heard in doing my woodchuck research, because I pride myself in doing research, is that if a woodchuck scares easily, that's normal. But if they start becoming aggressive and attacking you, especially like during the day where you could see them, that's a bad sign. Be worried not just about rabies, but potentially there are some other conditions, I believe that they're worm related, that can lead a woodchuck to act this way. So they could be infectious. Sick cars, but where did the R8 go? Bro, the R8 is like, I'll tell you like 10 years ago, but I guess it wasn't that long ago. It was probably like 6 years ago. What's interesting is some of you may have seen Marquez Brownlee, MKBHD, drive my cars and review my cars on the YouTube channel. But since then, the garage has already changed. My most recent car though, was a purchase made to support Bear and Rib. And that's the RS6 Avant Audi. If you know, you know. Wagon love. Are you getting gray hairs, sir? I am. Can you see it? Zoom in on this, you'll see the gray. Each one of these hairs represents a year of medical knowledge. Gray hair, own a dog that's a bear, as they say.
Oof, we're gonna have to work on that one.
That was good.
We gotta work on that one then.
Gray hair never need to use Nair.
Please! Please!
It's unfair that people are criticizing my gray hair.
No!
Now I don't even know what you're doing.
Rococo Puffs, Discord. What's the most random object you've accidentally brought home in the pockets of your scrubs? Oh, I know the answer to this. Hemocult cards. Everyone's probably like, what is that? If we're concerned for patients